We hope you're awake because it's time to take a break and have a shake at what's to make in this week's episode of Desura's Weekly Release Highlights. This week we've got games galore in a variety of genres, so if you love games, there's more than likely something on deck for you. Let's have a look. With a name that sounds like a Robert Johnson song and artistic stylings based on heavily penned comics and graphic novels, Soul Gambler releases this week to the Desura service. Players who peruse the Faustian retelling will find themselves tossed about in a plot in which the main character is offered a tempting trade: pieces of his soul in exchange for each of his earthly dreams. The result of a crowdfunded Kickstarter campaign, choose your course wisely in this interactive novel or lose what pieces are left of your soul. Soul Gambler can be purchased for $4.99 and is compatible with the Windows operating system. Finger-wiggling wizards, warlocks, and witches get a new gaming host and a title which needs little introduction. Warlock 2, The Exiled, is now live on the Desura service and promises players loads of tactical goodness, all wrapped in an unflattering set of hooded robes draped lazily over an assortment of bearded, wrinkled old man flesh. But who needs looks when you've got fire at your fingers, lightning at your lips, and frost at your feet? Take control of any number of mages who specialize in varying schools of magic and pit them against one another. Command your summoned servants in an elemental struggle for domination over the land. Warlock 2, The Exiled, is compatible with the Windows operating system and can be purchased for $29.99 now. A Steam key is required for this purchase. Knowing full well that bad guys always fill the papers and get better wardrobe options to boot, it's easy to see why evil takes center stage in Studio Black Flag's Yrminsul, a tower defense game loaded for bear with a black sense of humor, a cast of criminals, and evil plots stacked deep enough to give James Bond the sweats. Yrminsul is the title to tempt Titanic Tower artisans in this week's selection of games. So grab your supplies to soon let fly a hail of hellish bolts down upon every enemy who dares walk your path. Yrminsul is available for $14.99 and is compatible across the Linux, Mac, and Windows operating systems, so everyone can get in on the fun. Ancient RPGs must go through a ton of postage, seeing as love letters keep arriving at their doorstep. One such title is launched this week under the name Another Star. Set in a pixel tile sheet reminiscent of old school gaming sessions and set to the flicker of the round screen TVs of my childhood, Another Star is a game which invokes the names of the elder gods of gaming, Breath of Fire, Final Fantasy, and Dragon Warrior, in an attempt to take their familiar formulas to heart in the creation of its own stories. Before there was Mode 7, Chrono, Anything, or even Earthbound, there were simple RPGs played in 8 bits late into the night, and Another Star wants to take you back and show you what it was like. Another Star can be purchased for $9.99 on the Windows and Linux platforms. So you grew up, you did your best, and tried to become a family man like your flat-topped hero told you, but it just doesn't seem to be going quite right. Unable to make ends meet for your family, you jump into the battle arena in daily Espada, an action game which does away with trash mobs to focus solely on bosses. And when we say bosses, we mean baddies bringing bags of beatings, bashings, and bruisings in a very big format. Hack, slash, and gash your way through bosses one by one to increase your family's lifestyle, but be warned that things are never quite what they seem. Daily Espada can be purchased for $4.99 and is compatible with the Windows, Mac, and Linux operating systems. Like everything else in life, theft has gone digital in Heist, a 2-player co-op stealth espionage game for the Windows operating system. The Department of Education has gone nutty, raising tuition rates and student debt to their highest levels in, well, ever. So take control of one of 2 characters and hack your way through systems as quietly as possible while avoiding detection in the real world. The ultimate goal: to wipe out the registry for student debt forever. If you've been feeling peaked to sneak over the last few weeks, check out Heist, available for free now. Sectors 4, 5, 6, meh. Poltroons, I tell you, worthless wastes of space. Where the real action is at, my friends, is Sector 7. Sector 7's story begins in a corner of the galaxy because it's way edgier than starting in the middle, and puts players in the pilot seat to control custom-created craft in a side-scrolling shooter which comes equipped with enormous boss battles and, most importantly, explosions, the fundamental component to any entertaining gameplay experience. Strike out at the heart of the enemy and save humanity in Sector 7, available now for $2.99 on the Windows operating system. And with that, this week's list is lost and tossed, but the point that we hope to get across is that we enjoy sharing games with you here at Desura and hope that you'll stop by next week for another gob of games. If you enjoyed this week's episode of Desura's Weekly Release Highlights, be sure to drop us a like or a comment and subscribe to stay in the know about all the latest and greatest in gaming. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again soon in next week's episode of Desura's Weekly Release Highlights.